Hi everyone, Mike Brown back with you. Welcome back to Educator.com's Adobe Photoshop CS6 course. In this lesson we're going to talk about the blur filters. There's so many of them and they work differently that we're going to kind of get this straightened out for you so you become fairly clear on what's useful, what might be useful, and what is just kind of so-so. Under the filter menu, all the way down in the middle to blur, you can see we have 3, 6, 9, 14 different blur filters. The first three, field, iris, and tilt shift, are brand new for CS6, and they do allow you a lot of creative control in creating some effects on your images. We're going to deal with those last under the blur gallery. Quite cool. And we're going to deal with all the rest of these very quickly. And I'm going to start with one I didn't even list, and that's the average filter. And I'm going to do that with this image right here. Filter, blur, average. What it's going to do is it's going to take the average color of the image, and in this case it's probably going to be neutral gray because it's got the entire range of color, and fill the image with it. And that's what it did. It became neutral gray. I don't know what that's useful for. You can fill your image with neutral gray anytime you want. But that's what the average filter does. So we can check that one off the list and not deal with it. So the next we'll look at blur and blur more. And we'll go back and use this particular image again. And let's zoom up on a small section here. And this should work out pretty good. Let's get it even further so you guys can see it. What we're going to do is go to filter, blur. And we're going to go just to the blur filter. And if you look, especially right over in this area here where the green hedges are, I'm going to undo it. There's where it was. There's where it is. It just kind of takes an edge off of everything. Really doesn't blur too much. And one of the things that it does do is it's blurring by contrast. It's leaving the edges and looking for flat areas of color. So if you'll notice the stops, I don't know if they're stop signs or what they are, but look right here at the sign and the edge of the sign. You see it stays relatively sharp, although if you look in the street area, it blurred out. So areas of high contrast maintain kind of a slight noise reduction methodology. If we apply the blur more filter, does the same thing, except does it more. And now we're getting into the area where it does have a little bit of effect on the edging because it's a greater amount than the other one. But they are non-controllable. You just apply them, and I would suggest maybe using the blur filter, like I said, for maybe if you need to knock a little softness in and knock off just a little grain. That works. Okay, that takes care of the blur and blur more filters.